Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the final game of the three-game series between the Reds and the Expos from Riverfront Stadium. This is game number 15 on the season. And of course, in the previous game, the Reds' seven-game winning streak has come to an end as they dropped the game to the Expos 2-1 on a two-run homer from Tim Wallach that was provided the only runs the Expos would need. The only run the Reds got all game was a leadoff home run from Chris Sabo, and after that, they were shut down by the Expo pitching. So, most notably, Oil Can Boyd, and then a couple of relievers that finished it out. So now we're in the April 29th game, game 15, game three of the three-game series. And it's going to be Danny Jackson against Kevin Gross for the Expos. Umpires, again, have shifted their positions. Dana DeMuth is behind the plate. Tom Hallion's at first. Doug Harvey's at second. And Jerry Crawford is at third. We look at our starting lineups. For the Expos, they've got a couple switches here. Otis Nixon will lead off and play center field. Junior Naboa is at second base. He will be batting second. Raines in left field hits third. Tim Wallach, who is the designated hot player for this game, will bat cleanup. Galarraga at first, Marquise Grissom in right. Fitzgerald, the catcher, bats seventh. He is a designated cold batter. Spike Owen at short, and Kevin Gross is your pitcher batting ninth. For the Reds, Chris Sabo is going to lead off at third base. He is a designated hot batter based on his home run. Winningham's in center. Larkin is at short. He is a designated cold batter. Benziger cleanup, O'Neill in right, Hatcher in left, Duncan second, Oliver catching, and Danny Jackson is your pitcher. And of course, Tom Browning carries over his hot till further notice from the previous game. And now we go to our game day checks for this game. Of course, the fact that they lost means that they're no longer guaranteed to be harmonious. In fact, we're basically starting all over again. So their number of consecutive losses is 1. If we roll a 1, they will be dissonant. Did not roll a 1. So we go to our decide or die. Are the Reds ready to bounce back from that loss? If it's a dot, they become semi-harmonious. If it's a blank, they become semi-dissonant. So they are semi-dissonant. So they go from fully harmonious to semi-dissonant, and from the sunny side of the chart to the stormy side of the chart. Clubhouse mood is going to be stormy, and they're going to be semi-dissonant. So this time, the Expos will have the advantage on the chemistry chart. So let's see what comes up for the Reds. It's a 6. That's a possible injury. So, and like I said, I'm going to do as played, but when the injuries are brought up within the game play, this is a game after all. So the game takes over for the replay at this point. The gameness of the game gets priority over the as played features of the game, of a replay. So we will go now to the injury chart. And I've got to bring that up. Now I've got to find out where I put the injury chart. Sure, it's around here somewhere. Just have to find it. Oh, here it is. It's with the weather. So we go to injuries right here. Team trainer, number 6. And we're going to roll and see what happens. This is a 1, so it's a starting pitcher. Now, there is an asterisk there, so let's take a look here. It says an asterisk, also catcher must sit out this game. So that means, since we're checking on an injury for the pitcher, that means Joe Oliver has to sit out. So I want to remove him from the starting lineup and put in Jeff Reed. That's what that asterisk means. But now we're going to go to starting pitcher, and the pitcher's going to be out for how long? Now, which starting pitcher are they talking about? Is it going to be any starting pitcher, or is it the guy that's supposed to start today's game? That's what I need to figure out. Let's see. Does it say anything here? I don't see where it says it here. It says starting pitcher. So I'm assuming they're talking about Danny Jackson, the starting pitcher. Now, it's ironic because in the real game, Danny Jackson did get hurt. He only lasted like a third of an inning. He got hit by a line drive and was hurt. And Ron Robinson had to come in and pitch multiple innings out of the bullpen. So this could be, art following life here. So we'll come down here and see how many games he's going to miss. It's a 2, so he's going to miss this game. So that means that Danny Jackson, who was the starting pitcher scheduled for this game, will not be the starter. He will have to come out. So Danny Jackson is going to miss this game, and so is Joe Oliver. So I'm going to need to do some whiteout here, or not whiteout, but correction tape on the score sheet, because we're not going to have Oliver in the game anymore. We have Jeff Reed. Now, it doesn't mean Oliver can't come in and pinch hit later, but just means he can't start the game. So Reed will take over. And, of course, Jackson is not going to be able to go. So that means the Reds are going to have to go to Ron Robinson. He started most of the games for the Reds, but he did pitch in relief early in the season. And like I said, he did pitch 4 innings in this game in real world. I think it was 4 innings. I know he pitched quite a few innings in relief. So Ron Robinson is going to have to warm up here and take the place of Danny Jackson, who was injured. As he was warming up, he felt a tightness and cannot go for his start. Now, he won't miss any starts. He'll be available for his next scheduled start, but not this one. So you get the correction tape and adjust this lineup, and that's part of the gameness of History Maker Baseball. And that's part of the fun of playing with injuries and seeing what you have to do, seeing what Lou Piniella has to do. So Jeff Reed will take over and bat 8th as the new catcher. And the new pitcher is Ron Robinson. And we'll get the qualities on Reed. He is semi-iron. And he is stoic and a semi-icon. He's fully stoic and a semi-icon and semi-iron. All right, Ron Robinson, we'll need to bring him into the fold. He will be the starting pitcher for this game, as Danny Jackson is unable to answer the bell. So he is stoic and a semi-icon. And Robinson will get the start. So, interesting turn of events. So let's look at our new adjusted lineup now with Reed catching and Robinson pitching. So that has been a big change based on the game day charts. We get the injuries, and this is what happens. What are you going to do? That's just the way it is. All right. So now that's out of the way, we can actually get the game started. So let's bring in Ron Robinson. Actually, what I'll have to do is I want to start the game over on the computer, because if I do it now, it's going to make Jackson at least pitch to one batter, and I don't want that. So I am going to have to go into the starting part of the game and switch out Danny Jackson for Ron Robinson. So here we go. Now we're all set. So Delino DeShields. Wait a minute, what am I doing? I got the wrong game up on the screen. Hold on, folks. Why did it not do this? 29th. Gross against Danny Jackson. Let's try it again. And we have, of course, Ron Robinson is your starter. Now, why is this giving me I'm not getting anything close to what I had on the April 29th. So this is really, really weird. Really strange. I don't know if there's a way to restart the game or if I should restart the game. Let me go back to Retro Sheet because I swore I'd looked up the lineups and already had them all filled out. So hold the phone, folks. This is an interesting turn of events. This is my third game to do today in this series. So maybe I shouldn't have tried to do 3 games one day. Maybe that was the problem. I don't know. But this whole thing with the injury thing just kind of caught me off guard. But sometimes it's good to be caught off guard and have to do things on the fly. So let's see here. The final game against Montreal. Here we go. Okay, I got the correct lineups. I don't know why the Strat computer was telling me something different. So I need to go in and fix those lineups before I even hit that we're going to start the game. So let's do this. And let's get these lineups straight. Don't know why the computer is doing this, but I need to go and fix all these lineups are messed up. I don't know why that's the case. Sabo is going to lead off at third, followed by Winningham in center field, followed by Larkin, and then Benzinger at first base, then O'Neill, then Hatcher, Duncan, and Reed. Okay, we're straight there on the Reds. Now we go to the Expos, and it's going to be Otis Nixon in center field leading things off. Batting second will be Noboa. Batting third is going to be Tim Raines in left field. Batting cleanup is Tim Wallach. Batting fifth is Galarraga. Hitting sixth is Grissom in right as they give Walker the game off against the lefty. Fitzgerald and Owen. Now we're straight. Now it looks like everything is as it should be. All right, so apologize for that. That was a really, really weird set of events. But I do believe now we are back where we need to be. Okay. All that prelim out of the way. And Ron Robinson, of course, game day checks will do that to you. So, Ron, let's see if I need to bring a little bit more light on this subject here. It looks kind of dark. Let's bring a little more light. There we go. All right, so Ron Robinson will get the start. And on the replay, he is 0-0 with 1 save. He pitched 3 innings of relief in 1 game and got the save. ERA of 0 in 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout. So he's going to see what he can do here against Otis Nixon. His only quality is he's a workman. We're underway, 2-4-6. So the 2-4-6 asks if he has control. He does not. It's a batter eager or sad sack. He is not. So it's going to be a walk and an active runner steals. Now he's double active, so that means he's going to steal both bases. So Nixon's going to walk. The game day book says when you walk, the active runner steals, but since he's double active, he will steal twice. So Nixon will draw the leadoff walk and then proceed to steal second and third base on the double active quality. So he's at third base with nobody out. And that's going to bring up Junior Noboa. Reds are going to play the infield in. 2-3-5. Is pitcher wild? No. Is a batter eager? Yes, he is. He's going to hit a single through shortstop because he's eager. So Noboa is going to knock in Nixon. And just like that, the Expos take a 1-0 lead. How's that for chaos and confusion? 1-0 lead. And that's going to take us to Tim Raines. 3-5-5. Pitcher a struggler? No. Champion batter? No. So it's a ground out to second. That's going to be a fielder's choice. They will get the force on Noboa. And Raines will take over at first base. The ground ball went to second base, so it's a 4-6 fielder's choice. And finally, an out is recorded. So one away, the speedster Raines at first base. And here's the cleanup man, Tim Wallach. He is the hot player. He hit that 2-run home run in the previous game. 1-6-6. Is the pitcher a workman? Yes, he is. It's his only quality. It's a single to left field. So that's going to move both runners up one base. With a lead die of 1, you get 1 advancement. So now first and second with only 1 out. And that will flip the order over to Galarraga. So Galarraga, and that single to left is in red, so we are going actually to the experience chart. Almost missed that, but we are going to the experience chart. Galarraga and Robinson both semi-icons. And now they're both neutral. 1-5. Prospect batter, no. He would have lined out if he was. Otherwise, it's a single, and that's going to load the bases. So the bases are loaded on the single by Galarraga. So Expo on every base with 1 out. Reds can get out of it with a double play. Marquise Grissom might be a tough one to turn it on, though. 2-3-5. 2-3-5 ask. Is he wild? No. Is the batter eager? No, he's not. He's going to ground to second. And on a lead die of 2, it's a fielder's choice, so the run's going to score. Raines scores. Wallach goes to third. Galarraga is out. Grissom is safe. It's going to go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. But Raines will score to make it 2-0 Expos. Going to third is Wallach. So they could not turn the double play. They just get the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the catcher, Fitzgerald. And Robinson behooves him to get out of the inning without any further damage. That's not a way to do it. 666s. It's not looking good for the Reds, I can tell you that. 666s. Is he an ace? No. Is he a sad sack? No, he's not. It's a deep drive glove. Now, on the glove chart, the only way you can stop a home run is to have a gold-rated outfielder, and there's nobody on the Reds that's gold, so that is gone. A 3-run home run off the bat of Mike Fitzgerald, those 666s. It's a 3-run bomb. 3-run bomb for Fitzgerald, and it's 5-0 here in the first inning. So adding insult to the injury on Danny Jackson has gone not the way the Reds would like, down 5-0. Kevin Gross is going to have a 5-0 lead to work with before he even takes the mound. And here's Spike Owen. You wonder how long Ron Robinson can last. 3-4-4. 3-4-4. We'll see what happens here. 3-4-4. He's not a prospect pitcher. Is a batter patient? He is semi-patient. Dot says he is. He will walk. And that's going to allow the pitcher Gross to bat before he pitches. That's not a good sign if you're the Reds. So Kevin Gross will get to bat before he pitches. 1-2-5. Is he a struggler? He is not a struggler. He did get a fielder's choice 2 batters ago, so he's not giving up 3 batters in a row, so he's not a struggler. Is the batter patient? Gross is eager. He is not patient. So he will ground to third unless he's a whiffer. He is a whiffer, so he will strike out. But a big nickel in the top of the first for the Expos. And, boy, Lou Pinella's might have a long game as they are down 5-0. And now Kevin Gross gets to come out and pitch. He's going to face Chris Sabo. Sabo is hitting .310. 1 homer, 6 driven in. That's a 1-2-5. Pitcher is not a struggler. Is he patient? He's not patient. He will ground to third. That's one away. So Sabo grounds to Wallach, and there is one down to start the top or the bottom of the first, rather. So Sabo's out of there. That brings up Herm Winningham. And in limited duty for Winningham, he's hitting a .43, 1 for 7. Does have a run batted in. 1-3-3. If he's a slugger, he would hit a home run, but he's not a slugger. So instead, he will just fly to left field. And Raines will haul it in for out number 2. So the air has kind of been let out of Riverfront Stadium before the game even gets good and lathered up. Here's Larkin. Larkin hitting .333, no homers, 6 driven in. 1-4-5, pitcher not a struggler. Nope, it's ground ball to third. Easy 1-2-3 inning turned in by Kevin Gross. And just like that, the Reds are out of the inning, and the Expos are back with the lumber in their hands, top of the order, as they sent 9 to the plate last time. So Robinson going to have some issues. 2-3-3. Ace or star? No, he's not. Is the batter a slugger? No, he's actually a scrapper, so he will fly to center. And that's one away. They will probably try to get 3 innings out of Robinson if possible. Noboa, 1-5-5. Is he a home run king? No, he's not. He's going to fly to center. That is out number 2. So 2 away, and that brings up Tim Raines. 1-2-3, flash and fresh. He's fresh, but he doesn't have flash, so it won't be a strikeout. It'll just be a ground out to short to end the inning, but he'll take it. It's a 3 up and 3 down inning as Robinson tries to get control and give his team some hope that they can shut down the Expos. So 5-0. We go to the bottom of the second, and it will be Todd Benzinger. He's hitting .352, 2 homers, 11 driven in. 1-2-4. That's a control check. He's got semi-control, but the dot says he does not on this at bat. Is the batter eager? Yes, he is. So he's going to pop it up to first. He would have walked, but his over-eagerness forced him to chase a bad one, and he pops it up to Galarraga, 1 away. And that'll bring up Paul O'Neill. O'Neill hitting .340, a homer and 8 runs batted in. 4-5-6. Is he patient? Paul O'Neill is not patient. He will fly to center. That is out number 2, and it's in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart. And again, the Reds are semi-dissonant, and the Expos are neutral for the Billy Hatcher at bat. Hatcher hitting .346, 2 homers, 8 driven in. So now they're both neutral, 2-4 on the chemistry. Batting team harmony. No, they're not harmonious. It's not a single, so we have outfield drama instead. Outfield drama, and for the Expos in their outfield, Nixon is semi-gold in center. Everybody else is neutral. So Nixon will be gold in center. 1-2. Right fielder iron. No. Grissom is not iron. He is neutral. So it won't be an error. It'll be a routine fly out to right, and that's going to do it for the Reds. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 2 complete, it is still 5-0 in favor of the Expos. So Tim Wallach will lead off the top of the third. Robinson is set to bat third next inning, so they really like to get him through this inning, and that way we can pinch hit for him. Wallach, 1-1-4. Is he fresh? Yes, he is. Ground out to short. Well, I need to check the rule on that. So let me get the rule book out, because I know if you allow a certain number of runs, you lose your freshness. But I don't know if it's 5 or 6. So let me double check that. Let's see if I can find that in the rules about freshness. I know there's something in there. Like I said, I don't usually let a pitcher go that long or have a pitcher get beat up that bad. So let me just check this here about freshness. Assuming I can find where it says freshness. Might be near the back. Or it might be an optional rule, too. That's another possibility. Let's see what they've got here. Pitcher fatigue. Well, I don't see where it says anything about that. Okay, it says in here. Now, is this an optional rule or is this the rules? Oh, it says advanced options. Okay. Well, I've been playing advanced options, so I need to stick with it. So it says if he gives up 5 runs, he loses all freshness. So therefore, that was not a freshness check. Or he did not pass the freshness quality, I should say, because those 5 runs actually take away all his freshness. Make a pitch, he just won't be fresh. So Wallach does not ground out to short. Let's see what else happens on the remainder of the at-bat, because I read it to be that it was a freshness check and he was going to ground to short. So instead, sad sack or patient. Wallach is neither one, so he's going to single to right field instead. So he singles off of Robinson. We take that out away and put him at first base instead, and that results in purple. So we're going to the chemistry chart for the at-bat of Galarraga. Both teams neutral again, 3-3. Pitching team distance, no. So it's going to be a ground out to first. That is a fielder's choice. So Galarraga will actually take over now as the runner at first on the fielder's choice. And let's see here. It's ground out to first. So it's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice. As Benziger will throw it to Larkin, but the relay will not even be made as Galarraga got down the line. 1 away from Marquise Grissom. 3-5-6. That's a righty-righty Circle K strikeout. So 2 down, and it's going to bring up Fitzgerald. He had a 3-run home run on that 666 last time up. 3-3-5. See what that brings. Pitcher's not wild. Is he a sad sack? He is not a sad sack. He's going to single to right field. That's going to move Galarraga to third. And he would steal as long as he's not stoic. He doesn't show as being stoic, so Fitzgerald's actually going to steal second base. So Fitzgerald singles, moves Galarraga to third, and then proceeds to steal second base with Spike Owen at the plate. So that's a little bit interesting. Don't think of the catcher doing a whole lot of stealing, but that's what he did. And Spike Owen is your batter. 2 outs. Owen, the batter. The pitcher is on deck, but Spike Owen's not that good of a hitter, so Robinson's going to try to get him out. 3-5-5. Struggler or Gilded, no. Champion, no. Ground out to second. That's going to end the inning. So Robinson pitches around all that mess. Keeps the score at 5-0. And that will do it for Robinson. He's going to go 3 innings in a spot start. And he's going to take it on the chin. 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned. That's kind of rough. The big home run he gave up. He also walked 2 and struck out just 2. So the Reds will have to go to Norm Charlton in long relief, as Charlton has the most rest of any of their pitchers. So Norm Charlton will be coming on for long relief rating in the top of the 4th. Right now we go to the bottom of the 3rd. The Reds will send up Duncan, Reed, and a pinch hitter for Robinson. And that pinch hitter, we're not sure who it's going to be yet, but we'll figure it out. So right now, Kevin Gross to Mariano Duncan. Duncan's hitting .409. No homers, 5 driven in. 1-1-2. Does the pitcher have flash? Gross has semi-flash. The dot gives it to him, so it will be a strikeout. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, while the Reds pitchers are having all these problems, namely Robinson, Kevin Gross says, "What's the problem? I'm not having any problems." And here's Jeff Reed. He is 2 for 6 on the season. Both hits are doubles. No homers and 1 run batted in, so he is hitting .333 in limited duty. That's speaking of .333, there's a .333 right there. .333 utility or sad sack. He is semi-utility, but the sire die says no, so it's going to turn into a triple for Jeff Reed. How about that? He legs out a triple. Stoic runner, but he legs out a triple because of the triple threes. And now with the pitcher spot coming up, we will get a pinch hitter for the Reds. And let's see who they're going to go to. Looks like they will turn to Mr. Griffey. Left-handed bat. See if he can get an RBI. Griffey has struggled early on in this replay, but they're trying to get him some at-bats to sharpen him up a little bit. Griffey on the replay is 0 for 4. Expos are playing back with 1 out because they want to not give up a big inning potentially. When you got a 5-0 lead, you want outs. You don't care about the 1 run. You care about getting the outs. Well, you care about it, but you want to defend against bigger and better things. 1-4-5 struggler. No, it's a ground out to first base. And let's see here. Let's go to the chart about the infield back, which is up here where the umpires are. So lead die is 1, which leads me to believe that Reed's going to have to hold. Runner, as the infield playing back. Lead die of 1, runner at third. Runner's got to hold. So it's going to be a ground ball to first base. And Reed got a bad read out of it, pardon the pun. And he's going to have to hold. So Reds miss an opportunity there. And it's going to be up to Sabo to bail him out, or this triple is going to go to waste. 1-2-5. He's not a struggler. Is he patient? No, he's not patient. He's going to ground to third, and that's going to end the inning. So the 1-out triple doesn't do the Reds a bit of good as they blow an opportunity to put a run on the board. And it's still 5-0. And the Reds will bring in Norm Charlton to come in and pitch. Charlton is your pitcher. Charlton on the replay is 0-1 with a .386 earned run average, no saves. 7 innings pitched, 11 hits, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. So Norm Charlton will try to see if he can hold the fort. First batter he's going to face is a pitcher, Kevin Gross. So you can't ask for a much better opportunity to start your outing than face the opposing pitcher. 4-5-6. Pitcher is definitely not patient. So it's going to be a fly to center field for out number 1, but it will take us to the chemistry chart for the at-bat of Otis Nixon. So we go to the chemistry chart. Semi-dissonant Reds against the neutral Expos. Now the Reds are dissonant on this particular at-bat. 2-3, pitching team harmony. No, they're not harmonious. They are dissonant. So instead of a strikeout, it will be a walk. So Otis Nixon will walk. And up 5-0. They're going to not try to steal. Score being 5-0. I'm going to let the game book control all steals, I think, until it gets closer. Here's Noboa. 4.66 control pitcher. Charlton does not have that quality. Home run king or slugger. He is neither one, so he's going to hit a difficult grounder to the infielder by choice. With lead die of 4, that means Nixon's going to move to second base. So Noboa is going to ground it. We'll say he grounds to second. And that will move Nixon up to second base. And that'll bring up Tim Raines with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. 1-1-1. That's not good. Not good at all. 1-1-1. Is he an ace? He's a semi-ace, but the doctor lets him down. Is he a scrapper? No, he's not. It's a home run for Tim Raines. 2-run shot. So they're done in by 666s and 111s as the APA gods are striking. It's a 2-run bomb for Raines, and it makes it 7-0 Expos. And the faithful here in Riverfront are groaning. Here's Wallach. 266. He's not thrown out. There's nobody at first to be thrown out. Not the leadoff batter. He's going to fly to right field, and that will end the inning. But 2 more runs come in on the 2-run home run from Tim Raines, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is 7-0 Montreal, as they are turning this one into a laugher. And as the old song goes, Mama said there'd be days like this. And the Reds are experiencing that right now. So here is Winningham. He will lead off. We get a 2-5-6. Pitcher's not a struggle. Is he champion or patient? Neither one. Infield drama from Montreal. Noboa is iron. Everyone else is neutral. In the infield. 1-1. That's interesting. 1-1 asks, is the pitcher iron? No, the pitcher, Gross, is normal or neutral, so it won't be an error. It will be a ground out to Mr. Gross. 1 away. So 1 down, and that will send us to Barry Larkin. 1-2-4 is control pitcher. He's semi. Dot gives it to him. It's a ground out to short. The decide or die has not been kind to the Reds in this game. And the Reds are about to drop 2 of 3 to the Expos. Here's Benzinger. 4-5-6. Is he patient? He is actually eager, so he's going to fly to center. And that will end the inning. 1-2-3, and we're going to the chemistry chart to start the top of the 5th. 7-0 Expos after 4. Reds fans a little bit befuddled as to what is happening to their team. Kind of a Twilight Zone type moment. Here's Galarraga as we go to the chemistry chart. The Reds are dissonant now, 4-5. 4-5 batting team harmony. No, they're neutral, so it's going to be a ground out. And we'll say he grounds out to Sabo. It's the infielder of our choice was the ground out. So we'll send him to Sabo for a ground out. 1 away, and that's going to send up Marquise Grissom. 1-2-2. Workman pitcher, no. Is he champion or whiffer? No. So he will line it to third. So Sabo makes that play also. 2 down. And it brings up Fitzgerald. He of the 3-run homer, a single and a stolen base. So he's done it all. 2-2-5. Is the pitcher a star? No, he's semi-ace, but not a star. Slugger or sad sack? He's a semi-slugger, but the sire die says no. So that's going to be another single for Mike Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald is 3 for 3. Brings up Spike Owen with 2 outs. 1-4-5. Pitcher's not a struggler, so it's a ground out to third. And that's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. 7-0 Expos. Large and in charge. For the Reds, it'll be O'Neill. Hatcher and Duncan. It's a 1-6-6. Is he a workman? The dot says he is, so that's going to be a single to left field for Paul O'Neill. And finally, the decider die comes into play to help the Reds. That results in Reds, so we're going to the experience chart. Icon against semi-icon. Billy Hatcher and Kevin Gross. Now they're both icons. 1-5. Prospect batter, no, he would line out, but instead he's going to single. So O'Neill will go to second base on the Hatcher single. And the first two are aboard, and that's what the Reds need. They need base runners. They need to get many, many people on base and just keep the line moving. Here is Hatcher. 3-5-6, that's a right-left split. That's a Circle K strikeout as we have a righty on righty. So that kind of cuts into the momentum just a tad. Here's Mariano Duncan. Well, that was actually Duncan at the plate, not Hatcher. My bad. That was Duncan that struck out, not Hatcher. And now here's Jeff Reed, the catcher, tripled his first time up. 5-6-6. Is the pitcher wild? No. Is the batter a good eye? No. It's a strikeout. Second strikeout there. And now with the pitcher spot coming up, they will go to the bench for a pinch hitter. That would normally would go to the right now chart, but the pinch hitter is going to override that. So pinch hitting time for the Reds. And they will go to Ron Oster. Switch hitter off the bench. Try to help out. And try to do something to get some runs on the board. So Oster, the pinch hitter. And on the replay, Oster is hitting .214 in 14 at bats. No homers or runs driven in. 3-4-5. Not an iron catcher, Fitzgerald. He's neutral. Doesn't have the good eye, so it's going to be a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. Again, we would go to the right now chart, but we're doing a pitching change, and it overrides that mini chart as well. So Oster out on strikes. He's done, as are the Reds here in the fifth. And it's just one of those games for the Reds. And we need a new pitcher for Cincinnati. Have to see who they want to use in relief. Coming up for the Expos, it will be the pitcher Gross and then Nixon and Noboa. So right, switch right. So you would think they would go to a right-hander. So it looks like Tim Layana is going to come on to pitch for the Reds. Tim Layana. Charlton is going to go 2 innings. He's going to give up 2 hits and 2 runs, courtesy of the 2-run homer by Raines. He walks 1, and he did not strike out anybody, interestingly enough. So now Layana will take on Kevin Gross. On the replay, Layana 1-1 with a 10.13 earned run average, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. In the previous game, Layana pitched 1 inning, so he's not that tired. 2-3-5, and that's going to be asking if he's wild, which he is not. Is the batter eager? Gross is eager, so he will single unless he's a whiffer, and of course he's a whiffer, so that overrides that, and he strikes out. So Gross with the strikeout, and that will send up Otis Nixon. 2-4-6 does not have the control feature. Is the batter eager or a sad sack? Neither one. He will walk and an active runner steal, so he did it again. Nixon's going to walk and steal second and third, being double active. He led off the game doing it and is doing it again. He's got 4 stolen bases on the game. So even up 7-0, he's going to get the double steal. And Lou Piniella is not happy about the Expos running when they're up 7-0. Reds are going to have to play the infield in against Noboa. That's a 3-3-5. Ask, is the pitcher wild? No. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. He's going to single. Noboa will single, and he's actually going to steal second because he's not stoic. So single and a stolen base. Expos trying to pile it on. Leave a lasting impression. It's now 8-0. It is 8-0 ball game. Here's Raines. 5-6-6. Is pitcher wild? No. Good eye? No. Struck him out. Out number 2, and that's in blue. We're going to the right now chart. And Leana, a hot pitcher against Wallach, a neutral batter. On the right now chart, 56. Hot pitcher, yes, and it's going to be a retiring side, alternating groundouts and flyouts. But that's the third out of the inning, so it's just going to be a ground out. So he's going to ground it to Larkin at short to end the inning. But another run has come across, and it is 8-0 favor of the Expos. Not sure there will be any friendly handshakes after the game from Lou Piniella and Buck Rogers with this running with the score 7-0. All right, now here's Sabo against Gross. 1-1-3. Ask, is he ace or dynamic? He is neither one. Is he a slugger? Yes, he is, which means he's going to double to left field. So Chris Sabo, a leadoff double to start the 6th. And that'll send us to Winningham. 2-3-4, runners on base. Yes, we do have plate drama. Fitzgerald is a neutral catcher. We'll see if Groves has control or not. He does not. So if it's a control check, he will not have control. 55 on the plate drama. Says control pitcher. No, it's not. So it's going to be a wild pitch. So Sabo will take third on the wild pitch. And Winningham will step back in. Infield, of course, back with a 8-0 lead. 2-3-4. We're at plate drama again. How about that? This time Gross has control. And it's a 1-2 for plate drama. 1-2. Catcher iron. No, the catcher is neutral, so it's a ball 1, and we're going to the umpire chart for the first time with a runner on third base. So runner on third, umpire chart. And we'll see what comes up. It's a 1-6 with the dot. Strict umpire at home. Dana DeMuth is not strict. He is semi-respected and semi-lenient. And actually, he's fully lenient now, so exact opposite of strict. So no, he's not strict. If he was, it'd be strike 3. Other umpires call ball 2 and the batter's still at bat. So since he's not strict, he will not ring up Winningham. He will let Winningham swing again with a 2-ball count. So thank you, Dana DeMuth. 1-2-3, flash and fresh. He's got the flash and he's got the fresh. So that's going to be a strikeout, and that will keep Sabo at third base with 1 out. Brings up Barry Larkin. 3-3-6. Let's go to the chart for 3-3-6. Is pitcher ace or dynamic? No. Sad sack, utility, or patient? None of that. So he's going to single to center field, and the Reds are finally on the board. Barry Larkin, an RBI single. Gets the goose egg off the board. And that results in red. So we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat for Benzinger. Icon Gross and neutral Benzinger. Oh, a 66 on the experience is a fence check. So we're going to a fence check for Benzinger, although he is a semi-scrapper. Let's see if he's a full scrapper. He is a full scrapper. So the best he can do, a 6 would be a triple. Could not hit a home run. That's a 5. It'll be a double. So a double, and that will score Larkin. So Benzinger doubles. RBI double. And now 2 runs are in. Cut it to 8-2. And here's O'Neill. Still only 1 out. 1-3-3. If he's a slugger, it's a home run. He's a semi-slugger, but the dot lets him down once again. And it will just be a fly out to left field for out number 2. So once again, the decider not coming up the way the Reds want it. It'll be up to Billy Hatcher in a 2-out situation. Hard to call it clutch when it's the score the way it is. 2-2-5, is he a star? You know he's not a star. It's better slugger or a sad sack. He is neither one. So he's going to single to center field. But I don't believe that Benzinger can score. You have to be active to score in the lead dive too. So Benzinger is going to stop at third. Hatcher will single. It says active runner would steal. Active runner would steal, but the sire die does not make him active, so he will not steal. So Hatcher singles to keep the inning going, but it's just going to be first and third with 2 outs for Mariano Duncan. 1-5-6, is batter a whiffer? No, he's not. We got outfield drama, so there's always a chance something could drop in. Nixon is semi-gold. Everybody else is neutral. Now they're all neutral. 1-5 on outfield drama. 1-5, left fielder gold. No, Raines is not gold, so it's going to be a single to left field. Benzinger will score. Hatcher will go to second. And that's a base hit for Mariano Duncan. And it's now 8-3 as the Reds put 3 runs on the board. And that result is in red, so we're going to the experience chart. I'm sorry, it was not in red, it was in purple. So we're going to the chemistry chart. Chemistry chart it is. And it's going to be Jeff Reed at bat on the chemistry chart against Gross. Both teams are now neutral, 2-6. Batting team harmony, no. It's going to be ground out to second, and that's going to end the inning. But Cincinnati does put a 3 spot up here in the 6th to at least show some signs of life, albeit minimal. And we go to the 7th inning. It is 8-3, our score. Leana back out for his second inning of work. He is scheduled to lead off next inning. They'd like to get Leana through the inning, if at all possible. He's going to face Galarraga. Leana is semi-fresh. It is a 1-4-4. And that asks, does the pitcher have flash? He's got semi-flash, but the dot says no. Is the batter a hero? He is not a hero, so he will ground to short unless he's a whiffer. He is a whiffer, so he will strike out. So Galarraga whiffs, 1 away for Grissom. 4-5-5. Does he have flash? He's got semi-flash. The dot gives it to him. It's a strikeout. So Leana trying to finish in style and give his team at least a sliver of hope. If they can keep the Expos at 8 runs, that gives them a target to shoot for. It's not a moving. It wouldn't be a moving target anymore. It'd be at least be a stationary target. Here's Fitzgerald, 3-4-5. Is he an iron catcher? Reed is semi-iron, but the dot says no, so it will be a strikeout. So Leana strikes out the side. And we would normally go to the right now chart, but we're going to have a pinch hitter coming in, so that's going to override that. But he certainly did a nice job in his 2 innings of work, only giving up the 1 run, keeping his team in the game, so to speak. 7th inning stretch we go. And let's look at the totals on Layana's outing. Tim Layana is going to go 2 innings, give up a hit and a run, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. So he had the strikeout ball working for sure. And now Gross is no longer fresh. He has lost all freshness. So we'll see if they're going to, looks like they're going to try to get 1 more inning out of Kevin Gross before they go to their bullpen. So it will be a pinch hitter for Layana. And that pinch hitter is going to be Luis Quinones of the Reds. He will pinch hit. He hasn't had many opportunities, so now it's a good time to get him in at bat while while it's not a pressure situation. Got to get these guys some at bats at some point. So now is a good time to use them as any. Quinones is 0 for 1. He does have a run batted in, but he is 0 for 1 on the season. So Quinones, the pinch hitter here in the 7th inning. And then we'll figure out who's going to pitch for the Reds the rest of the way. 1-4-5, and that's asking, is the pitcher a struggler? He is not, so it's going to be a ground ball to first base, rather, with the left-handed hitting, switch hitting, but left-handed. As a switch hitter, he's batting left-handed, so he pulls it to first. And there's one away. Here's Sabo. Sabo doubled and scored his last time up. 2-3-4. No runners on base. Is he a hot batter? Yes, he is. He doubled his last time up, so he's definitely a hot batter. So we got a fence check. He's also the hot batter from the game from the get-go, from the previous game results. So we got a fence check for Sabo. He's a slugger. So a 5 or a 6 is a home run. 3 or 4 is a triple. 1 or 2 is a double. That's a 2, so it's going to be a double. That's the least they could have gotten out of him. So another bad break for the Reds. They only get a double out of it. Could have been a lot more. It's a 1-out double, and that's going to bring up Winningham. Now 2-2-2. That might be a good sign. Triple 2s. Is he a sad sack? He is not. So he's going to double to center field. And so back-to-back doubles now makes it 8-4. And now you wonder if Gross needs some relief. Is now an 8-4 game. Expos might want to go to the bullpen before it gets too interesting. They will send up Barry Larkin. 3-5-6. That's the left-right split. Circle K. Strikeout. And that will bring up Benzinger, the switch hitter. 1-2-5. Is he a struggler? No. Is the batter patient? No, he's actually eager. So it's going to ground to third, unless he's a whiffer, and he actually is a whiffer this time, so he will strike out to end the inning. Reds get a run, but that's all they get. It's 8-4 after 7, and that's going to be it for Gross. He's going to go 7 innings and certainly qualifies for the win, assuming the Expos don't blow it. So coming in to pitch for the Reds will be left-hander Tim Burtsis. He will come on and pitch. And on the replay, Burtsis is 1-0 with a 1.80 earned run average. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So Layana is out of there. And the new pitcher is going to be left-hander Tim Burtsis. Randy Myers is going to pitch the ninth. He hasn't pitched in a while. He needs an inning of work, but they just don't want him to go 2 innings. So he's going to pitch the ninth. But right now it's going to be Mr. Burtsis. And he's going to face Spike Owen, a pinch hitter for Kevin Gross. And then, let's see who the pinch hitter for Gross will be. We don't know yet. They might use Wallace Johnson. He's a switch hitter. I think they will, but we'll see what happens. Here's Owen, first of all. 3.56. He's a switch hitter, but he's utility. So you would have gotten a single in the left-right split, but utility says he's going to ground it to short. Since he is a full utility, he will ground it to short for 1 away. So 1 down, and now the pitcher spot is up. And the Expos will go to a pinch hitter. And it's a guy that was not carded, so I had to create his own card, Wallace Johnson. So Johnson will get the call to pinch hit here in the top of the 8th for Mr. Gross. Johnson, according to the Stratmatic computer, this is his first at bat of the season. 1.46. Does the pitcher have flash? Yes, he does. It's a strikeout. So Johnson, in his first appearance of the season, whiffs for out number 2. And now we're back to Otis Nixon. 1.36. Is he an ace? No. Whiffer or Cole? Neither one. So we got infield drama for the Reds. And semi-iron Duncan at second base. So Duncan will be iron. 4.6 on infield drama. Shortstop Gold. No, he's not Gold. It'll be an error on Larkin. So Larkin commits the error. Nixon's aboard at first base on the E6. And that results in red. So we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat, which belongs to Junior Noboa. And Noboa is neutral, so is Burtsis. Neutral against neutral. And it's a 44 on the experience chart. And that's going to be a ball. Ball 4. It's going to be a walk. So a walk and puts Noboa on. And after the first 2 are out, now 2 have gotten on. And Tim Raines is your batter. .256. Is the pitcher a struggler? No, he's not. Champion or patient? He is semi-patient, but the dot says no. So we have infield drama once again for the Reds. And again, Duncan is iron. 1.6. Shortstop Gold? No, it's going to be a base hit. And Nixon will score with 2 outs and a lead die 1. He's going to score. And that's an extra run for the Expos. After 2 were out and nobody was on base, they give up the run to make it now 9-4. All unearned because of the error on Larkin. And he was not Gold, so he couldn't make this play either. That'll bring up Tim Wallach. .445. Workman. No, he's not a workman. Is he patient? No, he's actually eager, so he's going to ground to first. And that's going to end the inning. But another run is across. It is 9-4. And we need a new pitcher for the Expos. And whoever it is, they're going to have a comfortable 9-4 lead to work with. Looks like it's going to be Drew Hall, a lefty. That's all for Burt's, as well as Randy Myers will come in and pitch the ninth just to get some work. He has not appeared in a game for quite a while, so he needs some work. But Drew Hall will be coming on to pitch for the Expos. And for the Reds, it will be O'Neill, Hatcher, and Duncan to face Drew Hall. Since Gross's day is done, let's get the numbers on Gross, who will qualify for the win unless there's a miracle rally. 7 innings pitched, 10 hits, 4 runs, all earned, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. So he didn't pitch all that great, but he got the great run support, and that was so he pitched well enough. So now Drew Hall will be facing Paul O'Neill, lefty on lefty. 1-1-6. He's obviously fresh. It's his first batter of the game for him, and he strikes out O'Neill. So 1 down for Billy Hatcher. Just one of those games for the Reds. You're going to get these once in a while. Here's Hatcher. 2-3-5. He's not wild. Is the batter eager? He is semi-eager, but the sire die says no. So he's going to ground to second, and that is out number 2. If he was eager, he might have gotten a hit, but he didn't. So 2 up and 2 down, and that brings up Duncan, second baseman. 3-5-5. Struggling pitcher, no. Champion batter. He's a semi-champion. The doc gives it to him. So that's going to be a double to left field for Duncan. So Duncan, because the doc came up, gave him the champion quality, and he doubles. It's a 2-out double, and here is Jeff Reed. One 4. Is he fresh? Yes, he is. Ground out to short. That's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Reds. We go to the 9th. Score is still 9-4. New pitcher for the Reds will be Randy Myers. Just to get an inning of work in. No other reason. You would not normally bring your closer in down 9-4, but he needs work. He needs to get some work in. So it's going to be for the Expos. It is going to be Galarraga, Grissom, and Fitzgerald due up against Randy Myers. Myers on the replay. Let's get his numbers. See what he's done so far on the season. Randy Myers is 1-0 with 4 saves, an ERA of 0. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So again, this is just a let's stay sharp type of inning for Myers. Burt's goes his 1 inning, gives up an unearned run and a single and a walk and a strikeout. So now Myers facing Galarraga, Grissom, and Fitzgerald. It's a 1-2-5. He's not a struggler, obviously. He's a batter patient. He's semi-eager. So he will ground to third unless he's a whiffer. And once again, the whiffer comes up. So Galarraga down on strikes. 1 away. You can tell it's my 3rd game tonight because my voice is starting to lose it. Here's Grissom. 3-4-6. Maybe playing 3 games in one day was not a good idea. 3-4-6. He's not eager, so he will walk. It says active runner steals, so he is going to steal. And that's going to not endear him to Lou Piniella at all. Up 9-4 in the ninth inning, and you're stealing. But that's what the game book says. So we're going by what the game book says. So we get a walk and a stolen base. Walk and a steal. And that's the 6th stolen base for the Expos in this game. 4 of them by Nixon, but also had them by, actually 7th stolen base. Fitzgerald has a steal. Grissom now has a steal. Noboa has a steal, and Nixon has 4 steals. So 7 stolen bases against the backup catcher Reed, who had to come in at a pinch because of the fact that Oliver had to be rested. So here's Fitzgerald. 2-3-6 double control. He does not have it, so that's a walk. So Myers will walk Fitzgerald. And that brings up Spike Owen. 2-6-6. Runner on first is thrown out, but that's a blank, so it's not going to be doing that. It's a leadoff batter, no, so it's a fly out to right field or out number 2. So 2 down, and that brings up the pitcher spot. And I believe they're going to pinch hit for Drew Hall. Get one of their other bench players in at bat. And let's see who they want to go to off the bench. Right-handed version of whoever they have on the bench that might need an at bat. And it's going to be, well, most of their guys on the bench are left-handed. The only guy that's right-handed is Santavina, backup catcher. So they're actually going to give Mike enough Aldretti in at bat just for the heck of it because of the score. They don't mind doing that. So Aldretti will pinch hit for Drew Hall. And we'll see what happens with that. First and second, 2 outs. 5-6-6. Is he wild? No. Good eye? No. Struck him out. And that's going to end the inning. So Myers is going to go 1 inning, give up no runs, no hits. He does walk 2 and strike out 2. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. It's 9-4. Favor of the Expos. And the Expos will need a pitcher for the bottom of the ninth. And we'll see who they want to go to. Looking at their bullpen, they will go to, and actually they will go to Tim Burke because he got ejected in the previous game, so he's looking for some redemption for that. He thought he got unfairly ejected. So since he never actually got a chance to pitch in the previous game, he's actually fresh. So Tim Burke, even though it's not a save situation, he will come in. Drew Hall goes 1 inning, gives up a hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And due up for the Reds, it is actually the pitcher spot. So they will hit for Randy Myers. And we'll see who the Reds want to bring in to pinch hit. We've got several choices, obviously. Could be Griffey. I think it probably will be Griffey. They will go with Mr. Griffey to pinch hit. So Griffey will come in and pinch hit for the Reds. Pinch hitting for Randy Myers. And Mr. Griffey, actually, he's not on the roster. I've already used Griffey. My bad. What am I doing? That's why he's not showing up on the roster. I already used him. We got Oliver Morris and Rooms. We're going to go ahead and go with, I guess we'll go with Morris because he's left-handed. So it'll be Hal Morris pinch hitting. That's why I didn't see Griffey because he'd already been used. So it will be Hal Morris. And Morris is hitting a .143 and 14 at bats. No homers and a run driven in. So he will pinch hit against Burke. Here in the bottom of the ninth. 1-1-6. He's fresh. You absolutely better believe he's fresh. And it is a strikeout. So Morris out on strikes to start the ninth. And that takes us back to the top of the order for Sabo, followed by Winningham. 2, 3, 4. No runners are on base. Is he a hot batter? Yes, he is. We got another fence check because he's doubled twice in a row. So we got a fence check, and he is a slugger. And that's a 4. So a fence check, a 4 with a slugger is going to turn that into a triple. So it's a triple for Chris Sabo. He has doubled twice and tripled, so he will obviously hold his hot batter game going into the next series with Philadelphia. He will keep that moniker of the hot batter. And here's Herm Winningham. 3, 4, 5. Not an iron catcher. Does he have a good eye? No, he does not. He's going to strike out. That's out number 2 for Winningham. That results in blue, so we're going to the right now chart. Larkin is cold. Burke is hot based on the strikeout and based on Larkin striking out his last time up. So cold pitcher, a cold hitter against a hot batter. Cold batter against a hot pitcher, I should say. Right now chart, 6, hot batter. No, he's not a hot batter, so it won't be a home run, but it's going to be a fence check nonetheless. So Barry Larkin will have a fence check, which means he will at least get a hit. Is he a scrap? He's not a scrapper. He's going to be neutral. So on the neutral on the fence check. Neutral on the fence check. 1 to 3 is a double. 4, 5 is a triple. 6 is a home run. That's a 3, so it's a double. RBI double for Barry Larkin. And that makes it a Dolly Parton 9 to 5 special. Barry Larkin doubles. Makes it a 9 to 5 game. And here's Benziger. 2, 4, 6. That's the control check. Burke has it, so it's a ground ball back to Burke, and that's the ball game. So the Reds do get a run in the ninth, but that's all they get. And they just fell too far behind. There's just no other way to say it. Final score is 9 to 5. And actually, from the 6th inning on, they outscored the Expos 5 to 2, but the damage was already done. And 9 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Expos. 5 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Reds. So we go to the box score to get the final results. Losing pitcher was Ron Robinson. He's now 0-1. And winning pitcher is obviously Gross. Burke goes 1 inning. And he gives up 2 hits and a run. No walks, 2 strikeouts. So both teams struck out 10 times, and they combined for 23 hits. Expos left on 9, Reds left on 8. So the Reds fall their second in a row. They lose the last 2 of the series to the Expos and see their record fall to now 10-5. And they carry a 2-game losing streak into their next 2-game series against the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be in Cincinnati, but it'll be the Phillies and the Reds. A new series will begin. Phillies and Reds, as they've met once in Philadelphia already, but now here's the return trip to Cincinnati. And they will be going there. Player of the game, Mike Fitzgerald. He went 3 for 4 in the game. And in that was a home run, 2 singles, and a stolen base. 3 runs batted in. So obviously the player of the game is the catcher, Mike Fitzgerald. An odd line score is Otis Nixon had 2 at-bats with no hits, but he scored 4 runs. and stole 4 bases. So that's also very interesting. For the Reds, Sabo 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and a triple. So he's obviously going to carry the hot batter game into the next game. All the Red starters had at least 1 hit, so looks like Paul O'Neill had the least done of all their starters. So Paul O'Neill will carry the cold moniker in that game. And for the Phillies, we'll have to go to their actual real life previous games to get their hot and cold players. So that's going to do it from Riverfront Stadium. Disappointing game for the Reds for sure, as they fell behind early 7-0 and could not recover. So that's going to do it from here. Reds fall second game in a row. They drop to 10-5 on the replay through 15 games. Next game will be April 30th date against the Philadelphia Phillies. And that will take us into May as well, as they will play those 2 games, and then they'll head out on the road to Shea Stadium to take on the Mets. But they have a 2-game set with the Phillies coming up. And let me see who the starting pitchers are going to be for that game. As I look ahead, we look ahead to the April 30th game. It'll be Ken Howell against Jose Rijo in Game 1, and Bruce Ruffin and Rick Mailer in Game 2. And then after that, they will travel to the Mets. It'll be Browning and Viola at Shea Stadium. But April 30th, the final game of the month of April, it'll be Ken Howell against Jose Rijo. So they are hoping that their ace, Jose Rijo, can right the ship. So hope you enjoyed that presentation of History Maker Baseball. I am kind of worn out after 3 games of History Maker Baseball in a couple hours of sitting. So I definitely need a breather from that. Don't know when this will be shown, so I don't know what's going to come after this. So I can't really give any promos because I don't know. But that's going to do it from here. I do hope you are having a good day wherever you are, or a good night wherever you are. Hope you at least enjoyed the process of watching this game. The injuries in the beginning were very interesting, I thought. You can see the dynamic where I have the starting lineup all ready to go, and then the game day changes all of that. So that's what makes it fun, makes it interesting. So that's going to do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.